theoretically, we may have something set up where you guys could pick up some fresh coloring pages from me next month. We're working on it. I'm working on it. I cannot talk. I don't know what's going on with me. I feel like you guys aren't gonna believe me when I tell you that filming the intro is like the hardest part of this whole process. It's so hard. Making sure that I say everything that I want to say in the intro and then not rambling too much, it's work. Hi guys, I hope you're doing well. I am very excited about this week because we have a couple of updates to talk about, and then I am currently working on a bigger project. I wasn't intending to work on it this week, and then I just sort of started planning this week today and realized like, oh, actually this is a good time for me to start doing this. So now I'm doing that. I actually didn't film that much today because I was doing a lot of admin and planning things, which is exciting for me, but filming, like, I don't know how many clips you guys want of me just like sitting at my computer. And then I had to do Junie's alone time training, which involved me being out of the house for like an hour today. I know, it's so impressive. I'm so proud of her. But anyway, let's get into the updates. So first of all, I feel like I was giving a lot of mixed vibes when it came to getting back on Instagram and Threads. So I just kind of wanted to update you guys on where I'm at now, which is I'm feeling really good. I'm actually really excited to go back on Instagram and to try out Threads for the first time. My big qualm was just in regards to a lot of the like AI scraping that Meta is known to be doing. And listen, where I'm at is just, I'm gonna do what I need to do to protect my work and make me feel better about my art being there. But I'm also trying to have a little bit of radical acceptance of corporations are gonna corporate, and I am one person. So I'm going to do my best, and I'm going to consider that enough. Seeing artists who are able to work around this and sort of find a new way, I'm like, you know what? I can do that too. I'm gonna figure it out because it is such a valuable platform to have right now. Blue Sky's great too, but it's just a lot smaller. So being able to have the reach or the potential for reach to a lot more people is good, especially because I want to start selling products eventually. I just needed a week to kind of sit on it and figure out how I was feeling, and I'm feeling a lot better. I'm much more settled. I'm like in the process of setting everything up so that I have a more streamlined system between my social media accounts, because I mean, this is gonna be it. I'm not gonna add any more because I already have YouTube, Blue Sky, and then it'll be Instagram and Threads, and that's 4. And I'm like, no more. I don't need any more. And then the posting schedule is changing. Speaking of posting, when I first started doing YouTube, I was like, okay, we're gonna post every 2 weeks on Wednesday at 12. I don't know why I picked this. I just thought it made sense because I was gonna edit for 2 days during the week that I'm filming, and then I was gonna edit if I needed to 2 days before the video went up. And I was like, that's plenty. Here's the problem. The weekend really throws off my editing. And then oftentimes I need to, or it feels like I'm crunching Monday, Tuesday before the video goes up. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm so exhausted by the time the video goes up that like Thursday, Friday that week is so unproductive. Part of it too was that I was getting really settled in the way that I was editing up until a certain point a couple months ago. And then I was like, okay, I'm gonna start experimenting more. But because I'm experimenting more, editing takes a lot longer. And also it's a lot easier for me these days to really lose the thread of here's where I was going in terms of these particular edits, especially between Friday and Monday. So my partner made a really good point of like, why don't you just post on Friday? And I was like, you're not wrong. That's probably a better idea. So I tried it last week, mostly because I was running late. And this week, for the first time, we're really trying out, like this week is just for making art and filming. And then next week is for editing the video, packaging, and getting it all set up to post on Friday at 4 p.m. So we're switching for now, and hopefully it will stick, to Fridays at 4 p.m. Eastern time. Okay, cool. This is my space, so I can do whatever I want with it. You know, I'm the boss, so I'm bossing. Those are basically all of my updates. What are we doing this week? So this week, we are working on coloring pages. Did I know that we were doing that before I started filming this video? No. It just sort of happened while I was planning for this week. And so yeah, I've been working on it. I have like so many things to show you guys. What I've been working on is sort of mood boarding my first collection and figuring out what that's gonna be. I may have like tentatively sort of decided that I was gonna try to design a couple of pages for next month. I don't know if that's gonna actually become like a full release, so don't get super excited yet. What I figured was I should probably try my hand at designing a set for May. I'm not gonna know how long it actually takes me to do this until I try it. So theoretically, we may have something set up where you guys could pick up some fresh coloring pages from me next month, but I'm not gonna promise that yet. Editing Autumn here. I've been working on this and I think it might actually work. So joke's on me. We probably won't know for sure until next video because I'm scared. But what do we do here? We do it scared. So I'm doing it scared, but I'm not gonna say that we're releasing coloring pages next month until I have a better idea of what's going on. I have a better idea of what's going on now, and we're probably doing this. Probably. Okay, cool. Just, yeah, don't get too excited yet, okay? We're working on it. I'm working on it. There's like other parts of this too where like I'm doing so much admin to kind of organize the social media things, and then I'm doing the admin for the coloring pages. There's a lot of moving parts all of a sudden for this week. And I also realized that if I wanted to test print coloring pages, or we get to like the next video or even next week when I'm editing and I want to print something out, I need to replace this table and I need to get a new printer because our printer is broken and this table is a foldable table and it shakes when the printer works. So if anything, this coloring page test project is going to really get me to replace some things that need replacing. Yeah. How am I feeling for this week? Pumped. And a little bit intimidated. I'm a little bit scared. This is very new territory for me. It's like I'm doing a lot of new things all at once, like social media planning things and this new posting schedule and then coloring pages. I don't know why I decided to start all of these things all in the same week, but that's what we're doing. We're just gonna see how it goes. Good things, exciting. Yeah, okay, let me show you because I signed up for Milanote. I'm not paying for it yet, but I could definitely see why I would pay for it because I got really into it. It's actually super helpful for planning these coloring pages. It really gave me like a great jump start. And I was like, oh, this isn't as hard as I thought it was gonna be. So I really wanna show you guys my mood boards. I ended up setting up 2 boards, or at least I'm trying to keep it a little organized, and I haven't really customized it very much. So the first one was just like coloring page brainstorming, because I was like, I need somewhere to start from before I start really digging into maybe designing a bit of a collection. And I'll talk about that in a little bit. But so here's where I'm at in terms of, this is like very loose brainstorming, okay? So my initial thought is 20-page collections for each book, right? And then I could design it in 5-page sections over 4 months. And then I think the way that I would probably set it up is like you could buy an individual set of 5 pages, or you could buy the whole thing. But that just means that, you know, you'd kind of have to wait until it's all done to see if you like all of the sections and you would want to buy them like that. And then the way I would design it would be 1 main theme and then 4 sub themes. If it's animal themed, I could do pets, and then I could do dinosaurs, fish, and birds, and that would be 1 book, right? So 4 sections, pets, dinosaurs, fish, and birds, and then all together that would be the book. That's just sort of how I'm thinking about it. And then this is me telling myself like, okay, well, let's go for like original concepts, and then maybe I can consider fandom stuff later, maybe. And then here I'm just reminding myself to not overcomplicate it because I have a tendency to do that sometimes when I'm nervous. But yeah, so this is me brainstorming. I really love the fact that if I want to drag an image in here, then I can just click this and type in whatever I'm thinking of, and it will just give me images. That is so much more helpful to me than on Notion, where you kind of have to like put in the links or add the images, and it's like, okay, everything is here at my fingertips. Like I just need some kind of photo. And you can even edit the photo down and like crop it wherever you want, which I did on some of the other photos in my other boards. So let's go back here, and then we're gonna go into coloring pages collections number 1. So here's what's going on. I was thinking like, okay, what would I do for our first collection if I was gonna put something out over the next 4 months? And what I landed on was some kind of spring summer theme would be really easy, because like May is the last month of spring, and then June, July, August are all summer. So it's super cute. There's a lot of wiggle room in terms of ideas or concepts that I could include in the pages. And I was like, okay, let's make it like really colorful, bright, floral. We could do like a beachy twist in June and July. There's like so many seasonal things that I could pull from. So I came up with all of this first, and then realized that I should do a test set that could tentatively become a first release. That's where all of this comes in. So again, take it with the huge grain of salt that I don't know if this is actually going to be done in time, but I have set some tentative deadlines, which you can see here, just to see what happens, okay? I don't want to promise anything in case it doesn't work out the way that I'm hoping it will. So yeah, but I just also thought it would be interesting to share this whole process with you guys because I don't know, I would be interested to see it. What I'm thinking is that by May 15th, if I could have 5 pages finished, that would be great. And then that would give me 2 weeks until the last video of May is posted, which could be the day that the collection goes up online. That's my thought. And then if I wanted to do like a color with me, whether digitally or print something out and film that, then I could figure out which of the pages I would like to do that with, but I don't really know. And I honestly, I don't have a printer that works right now, so I'm not sure which direction I'm gonna go with that. That's why a lot of this is like TBD, okay? Because I am really just figuring it out as I go. Initially, I was having a hard time until I landed on the spring summer theme, but I was like, okay, what is like a thing to do in May? You know, Memorial Day is during May, and there's also Cinco de Mayo, but you know, I don't really do anything for Cinco de Mayo. I don't know if you guys do, but like, what is like a late spring activity, right? And I landed on a picnic theme. You can even see here that I put a note, like, I think this is it, because there's so much you can do with that. You know, there's like spring animals, pollinators start appearing in spring. There's spring produce like asparagus, and I'm gonna show you, like, I have an actual image mood board here. Let me go ahead and show you the images. I took a couple of these out because I figured if this is me planning over 4 months, I could spotlight a couple of images to make sure that over the time that I'm planning down here, future months, things just sort of match aesthetically a little bit. But let's go ahead and go into here. So here's a lot of the images that I pulled. I'm so impressed with Mila Note, you guys. I'm like, I should have been using this a long time ago. Because I have been sorely missing Pinterest, and this is perfect. You'll see here it's like a lot of spring florals, lots of picnic and spring animals and bugs, produce. It's great. I even looked up, you know, like what are common patterns that we see in spring, and it's like, you know, gingham and, is that how you say it? Gingham? Gingham? I don't know. You gotta let me know in the comments if that's not the way to pronounce it, because that's the way I say it in my brain. But when I was a kid, I also used to say kernel as colonel because I'd never heard it out loud with the spelling. So I'm fully aware that I could totally be saying that wrong. But like polka dots and stripes are also really common. I saw somewhere that said like animal print is also pretty predominant in the spring, but I was like, you know, that doesn't really fit the vibe very much. But I could do spring animals like squirrels and turtles, especially like spring fawns. Like baby deer are so cute. Actually, that hike that I went on in the last video with my partner and Junie, we did see a deer like 15 feet away from us on the trail. It was amazing. I think I have a picture. If I do, then I'll just pop it up here for you guys and you can see it really fast. There's so much to pull from for a picnic theme. I'm really excited about it. This part of the process is where things got a bit messy. Originally, this design was going to be just a test page, so I got all the way through designing and inking this piece with my regular inking brush so I could then test other brushes, and then I realized that was entirely a waste of my time. I just needed to ink a small portion and test that against other brushes. So yeah, I did that. But we just move on. It wasn't a total waste because I decided that I think I'm going to keep this and actually include it in the first set of pages if it works out on time. I mean, it's on theme, right? So why waste it? I really am excited about this project, as scared as I might be. I did have a worry that I'd make less finished pieces by starting this, but then I realized that these are my designs, so I could totally finish any of these. If anything, I'm giving myself so much material for future finished projects. I was only thinking of these as part of a long-term project and not as multi-purpose tools to facilitate even more art. Honestly, being able to just pull one of these and start rendering is an amazing idea. It's basically like batch sketching, right? It's perfect. It's so funny how easy it is to forget that I am the boss, and being the boss means I can do whatever I want. So yeah, maybe I'm a little slow on the uptake here, but once I got it, I'm big brain. Anyway, the way I tend to design is multiple layers of sketches. This layer I'm working on now may or may not be the final. Looking at the time lapse while editing, I could see a few more things I could add. Often the sketches will look more serious to start just to get the idea out, and then we'll add some silly little details once I really nail it all down. Occasionally, the design is just silly already, and it happens all at once. But yeah, there's some spaces I'd like to add more stuff to and then add the goof. I really think that's our vibe here. Cute and goofy.
I don't know where to go from here. I think we're just gonna harass my dog for a little bit.
I don't know what to do, Junie.
No, actually, everything's going fine. Toward the end of the week, I just start to get really tired. And so I'm feeling kind of tired, but I'm still being really productive. So I looked at printers and I'm thinking about this one by Canon. It's a little expensive, but I figure if it lasts a really long time and I get a lot of use out of it, then that's not so bad. I'm still looking for tables. And then I did Junie's alone time training. And you guys, when we got Junie 6 months ago, Junie could not be home alone, like hardly at all. And today she was home alone for an hour and she basically slept through the whole thing. That's crazy. 4 months ago, Junie could not be home alone longer than like 10 minutes. Okay, I've started working on the sketches. This is kind of where I'm at with the first one. At this point, I hadn't decided the test print would be an actual page yet, hence why I'm talking about a different design. Sorry. I just sort of went in and started working on the first one, and I realized that I'm gonna finish the sketch, but I realized that I should probably kind of zoom out a little bit and maybe thumbnail the rest of them once I have this one finished. I have some ideas, but I think having a thumbnail will really help me figure out the direction for all of them so that they look nice. I'm leaving like about a 1/2 inch border on all of them just because I think it'll make printing a little bit easier. I was thinking about putting like a cute little border around the drawing because I just think it's cute and I just think it's more to color. I have so many ideas for coloring pages. I've thought about changing the brush every time that I make a new collection. So like every 20 pages is with a different brush or something like that. I don't know. There's like so many ways I can go with it for like artist designed coloring pages. It's about 4:30 now. So we're around the time where someone starts to get a little bit excited for the things that we do in the afternoon, like DINNER and a WALK. So we're gonna see how long she lets me work from here. It's really hot outside. It's like 82, 83 right now, which for her, that's really hot. Once it gets past like 75 here, Junie starts to get hot really fast when we're out. I'm hoping to kind of slide things a little bit later so that she will have a lot more fun on our WALK. But for now, I'm hoping that she will stay taking a nap so I can work a little bit longer. What she does, it's really funny. If she does it today, I will get it on video, but she gets up and then she sits right behind me and then she just stares with her little tail wagging. And then when I turn around and I look at her and then her tail wags more and then she does a big stretch and she hoots at me and she's like,
Mom, it's time.
And she'll start nudging me with her nose and trying to put her paw on me, or she'll try to get on the arm of my chair. Yeah, she's kind of demanding when she wants stuff. She's smart enough now that she knows the routine, but if we're deviating from the routine, then she's like,
what the heck?
But yeah, so this is the sketch that I'm working on now. And then my thought is I'm gonna keep working on this. And once this is done, or most of the way done, I think what I'll do is I'll take a step back and thumbnail the other 4 pages. And I don't know, maybe we'll have fully designed coloring pages by the next time we see each other. Not tomorrow, but the next video. Okay, I'm gonna get to work. So this is the last bit of time lapse I have for us today. I actually finished drafting all of my thumbnails, but they're thumbnails. So while I'm gonna show you guys the blown up versions at the end here, the actual footage of me making them is terrible. I mean, they're tiny. They still need some refining, but that's easier than ideating it all. Anyway, this design was a bit tricky the longer I worked on it. It was one of those designs where you keep needing to add details to fill space and also make it more interesting to look at, but at the same time, you have to juggle the balance so it's not cluttered. You'll see some parts where I keep moving things around. I was trying to figure out how to overlap things where most shapes were still clear, which makes them much more fun to color, but also still visually interesting. Also, I learned that I am absolutely terrible at drawing daffodils. It was so hard. I almost gave up. I don't know if I've ever doodled one before. Being an artist is so funny sometimes because you're like, is this a totally new motif or am I just bad at visualizing the shape? You get to a point where you've drawn so many things, you just don't know. In the end, I managed to figure out the flower placement with some nice leaves, but the far background still needs a bit of work. I drew short grass, then long grass, and I think what I need to do is quickly color in the background just to make sure that when you color it in, it doesn't look strange. It's hard to visualize how that shape is working in the back without it. I did love adding in all the pollinators I decided to include in this one. It's just a cute little pollen picnic. I'm actually terrified of bees in real life though, but drawing them is fun, especially fat fuzzy bumblebees. They're so bad at flying. The butterfly gave me some grief just in terms of placement, especially when I finally added the hummingbird, but I didn't want to cut either one. We got it eventually, and I'm super happy with the composition. Also, I took the inspiration for the dog from Junie 100%. She loves to stick her nose in plants and smell flowers. It's so cute. She's also really partial to rolling in warm grass and will do it several times while walking. Oh, did you guys see what I did here on top of the base sketch of the bees? On a typical piece, I may do 3 to 4 sketch layers to really nail details down. So I'll draw a layer in one color, lower the opacity, and do another on a separate layer on top in a different color, and so on until I like it. I find that doing it in layers just keeps me from going too hard all at once on the sketch. And just as a final note, the colored background sometimes helps me see better. But this isn't what I meant about checking the grass shape in the background.
I told you guys. Are you ready? Look at this. What are you doing? What are you doing? Yeah. Can I help you? Do you need something? Are you hungry? Are you hungry? You want some dinner? Hi. You guys want to hear something really funny? Do you know what today is? It's posting day. I just threw my hair up and put some makeup on and I was like, all right, we're filming the outro on posting day. That's what we're doing. I don't know. I feel like if anything, filming the outro right at the end of editing might be a good thing because I've seen the rest of the video, so I know kind of what outro I need. Maybe it's a win. I don't know. I was just kind of lazy and I just didn't film one. But as promised, I'm gonna show you all the designs. They're not done and I'm sure I'm gonna keep fiddling with it and adding things. My plan is that once the video is done and then into next week when I'm filming again, I know I'm already filming again next week. The loop is crazy. Basically, the goal for next week when I'm filming for the next video is that I'm gonna be refining the sketches more and then trying to get them inked. If I could do one a day, that would be amazing. I just don't know if my wrist is going to be able to put up with that, so we'll see. So let's go through the designs really quick before I let you guys go. So the first one I did was this picnic blanket one. That was originally going to be a test page, and then I decided to just include it anyway because it fits the theme. I think there's just a little bit of fiddling I want to do with the shapes. And then there's this spot in between the flowers and the little carafe with the water in it and then the cake where I think I could kind of fit something in there. I just want to add in a little bit more silly little details. And then the border around the edge, I would like to put some little shapes in there because I think that would be really cute and fun to color. Overall, pretty good. I think it's almost there. I want to say it's 90% finished. And then the second one is the one with all the bugs. And I honestly don't have a lot of notes for this one. The only thing I really need to do is I just need to color in the background and make sure that that back tall grass layer is okay. And then if that's okay, then we're fine. I don't really have much else to do with it. I think this is the closest one to done. I guess maybe I could consider also putting a border on this one, but I haven't thought about that yet. It's not a bad idea though. It could be a good one. For the third one, I'll do the last vertical one and then we'll do the 2 horizontal ones. But the last one is this You've Got Endless Possibilities, which is a pasta salad print. I like it a lot. It does need a little bit more work. This is toward where I was starting to get really tired on my thumbnail day. Giving some of the cherry tomatoes and stuff little faces might be kind of cute or I don't know. It just needs another layer of sketching on the pasta, I think. I do really like the scalloped border. The next ones we've got are the horizontal, so I'm gonna kind of scoot just a little more just in case. The first one is this print with ducks, and my idea was like a rainbow, like a spring rainbow. It doesn't really fit the picnic theme, but it does kind of fit the spring theme. So I was like, well, I actually thought about giving the ducks hats. And little scarves, but I don't know. I'm thinking about it. It would be really cute. And also just like the faces of the ducks and everything. I'm not 100% sold on them yet. No notes really besides that. And then also just a border. Like I'm debating whether or not all the pages should have borders. The last one is this one with the sleeping fawn and then our goofy little squirrels. And my thought for this one is like to bring it into the picnic theme is I've just thought about like putting little food stuff around them as if they've like gorged themselves on snacks and then they're just taking a little snicky snack nap. Overall, like I think the ones closest to finished are like the original picnic blanket one, the bug one, and then I would say like endless possibilities is closer to being done than I think the ducks and the deer are. Those sketches are a lot rougher and I think I need like at least 1 or 2 layers of sketches more to really nail it down. So those are our designs for the coloring pages. They're gonna change a little bit through the next video leading up to when they're fully finished. And then yeah, I guess at the end of the month, we might actually have coloring pages. So I hope you're looking forward to it because I'm having a blast making these. The one thing I will say is that taking on this project and then all the filming and everything, my week has gotten so much busier, but it's great. This week for editing has been amazing. Yeah, I'm getting tired finishing editing, but I'm getting tired, you know, leading up to Friday instead of Wednesday. So overall, I think this is gonna stick. Anyway, that's gonna be all for this week. I hope you guys had fun hanging out. I am definitely feeling really pumped about our coloring pages. If you like this video and you'd like to see more, be sure to like and subscribe. I have a whole library of vlogs of varying quality on my YouTube channel. I've been doing this for a year, so I have a lot of vlogs and I've gotten better as we've gone along. So if you watch some of the old ones, I'm sorry. I'm here. I'm also on Blue Sky and Kara, and then soon I will have an Instagram and Threads. We're working on it. I've claimed the usernames for both. Yeah, that's it for this week. If you'd like easy access to my most recently posted vlog, just wait until the end card. I always put the link there for you, and there's a link to the channel, so it's a little bit easier. You don't have to click around all that much. But anyways, I'll see you guys in 2 weeks. Bye!